The secret of the golden ratio. What is beauty? What allows us to say that a sculpture, a picture, or an impressive architectural work is beautiful? Is it possible to compare the beauty of a portrait to the beauty of a temple? If so, what sort of elements do they share that make them both so visually pleasing? Surprisingly, the answer can be found in the field of mathematics. It seems that a universal characteristic of beauty does exist, in the form of a proportion called the golden ratio.
What is the golden ratio? The golden ratio, a precise way of dividing a line or a shape, appeared early in mathematics. It goes back at least as far as 300 BC, when Euclid described it in his major work, Elements. The golden ratio is a proportion in which a straight line is divided into two unequal parts in such a way that the ratio of the smaller to the greater part is about 1 to 1.618.
It can also be applied to a rectangle, which is the most common shape for a canvas. As you can see in the example, the ratio of its width to its length equals the golden ratio, 1 to 1.618. This kind of rectangle is called a golden rectangle.
The golden rectangle is a very important shape in mathematics, and it appears in nature as well. By continually dividing one golden rectangle into smaller golden rectangles, you can create the pattern of a golden spiral, such as the one found in a nautilus shell or even in a galaxy. It is also often used in art and architecture. The golden rectangle is considered to be one of the most pleasing and beautiful shapes to look at. That is why many artists have used it in their work. Leonardo da Vinci and Piet Mondrian are perhaps the most famous artists known to have used golden rectangles, following an artistic tradition that began much earlier in the age of classical Greece.
The Parthenon in Greece. The Parthenon, located in Athens, Greece, is perhaps the best example of a mathematical approach to art. This temple, built for the Greek goddess Athena in the 5th century BC, was designed by Ictinus and Callicrates using the golden ratio.
For example, the front of the Parthenon was constructed using several golden rectangles. The ratio of the width of the building to the height of the face is the golden ratio too. The Parthenon, for these reasons, has come to be known as the perfect building.
Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa. Leonardo da Vinci was a great Italian Renaissance painter. He was also a scientist and inventor. In his art, da Vinci carefully examined the proportions of the human body. He found many occurrences of the golden ratio and golden rectangles.
You have probably heard of the Mona Lisa, which is housed in the Louvre Museum in Paris. The Mona Lisa is one of the most famous paintings in the world. It's a classic example of both the power of the golden ratio and its role in creating beauty.
For instance, if you draw a rectangle around the Mona Lisa's face, that rectangle will automatically turn out to be golden. That is, it'll form a rectangle whose proportions match the golden ratio. Moreover, the dimensions of the painting itself also form a golden rectangle. There are, in addition, other examples of the golden ratio to be found in this famous painting. One of these, amazingly, is that a golden rectangle can be drawn from her neck to just above her hands.
Piet Mondrian's abstract style. Piet Mondrian was a modern Dutch artist who lived from 1872 to 1944. Although he painted many realistic landscapes at the beginning of his career, over time Mondrian came to favor an abstract style in his work.
Mondrian became famous for using horizontal and vertical black lines as the basis for many of his paintings. He shared da Vinci's belief that mathematics and art were closely connected and used the simplest geometric shapes and primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, to express reality, nature, and logic from a different point of view. Mondrian's point of view was that any shape can be created with basic geometric shapes, and that any color can be created with different combinations of red, blue, and yellow. The golden rectangle is one of the basic shapes that continually appear in Mondrian's art. For example, if you look at composition with red, yellow, and blue, which he painted in 1942, you can see many golden rectangles.
It may be difficult to believe that there is a secret to being beautiful, especially one as cold and simple as a mathematical ratio. If one examines the history of art, however, it certainly seems that there is something special about the golden ratio. Though derived from a mathematical ratio, it plays an important role in creating objects of great beauty that can be appreciated by people from many different cultures around the world.